title. You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Take it easy. We're the good guys.
Are you ready for a war?
Dear Lord Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Truth Theorem Radio.
Episode number 1.23.
Hey.
Hey.
23. Lucky 23.
All right, that's a couple dozen or so, huh?
I'm ready.
All right.
That's a lot, 23.
It is.
It's not a couple dozen.
It's a Truth Theorem dozen. Yeah.
Is it?
Because
So
Truth Theorem starts at 0.
It's not even a baker's dozen.
That's 13.
I mean, two baker's
so
dozen.
we're less than a dozen. We're less.
Okay, moving on. Last time.
Ben Peevler.
Ben Peevler.
What a great guy. I
Great
really
guy.
liked him.
That was
I
a great
enjoyed him.
interview.
Yeah.
I really dug talking about UFOs and Bigfoot, and we were all over the place.
I want to go hunting with him.
I know.
No. He runs
With
into
the
UFOs.
50 cal.
No.
With his cousin. That's his cousin.
Oh, leaves the
and they
cousin
do,
home.
Man. Yeah.
Ah.
I'm going to get a keg and a 50 cal and go out in the woods with that dude for a week, man. That'd be fun shit.
They don't drink when they're out there.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
remember?
No
Okay. I
booze.
would, but
Yeah.
somebody's got to drive, man.
That's
you know,
right. We need a designated driver. On
you
the
drive, I'll man
UFOs.
the guns, man.
Especially on those roads, they wind and wind.
Yeah.
We should start a UFO tour like that. It's just one of those big buses like they have in England where the top's cut off and we just drive around the
Dirt
woods in
roads.
Kentucky somewhere. All of them
Okay.
liquored up on moonshine and
Here
we're
is
pointing
where
out.
Farmer John
There
saw.
we go. It's a tour. It's a tour. It's like a safari.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe not.
Safari.
All right. Speaking of safaris,
Yeah, we've got William Barnes on the line.
Yeah, he's got a conference coming up, I think. Let's see. Do we got him on the line?
William.
Yeah,
Hey, it's Warren with Truth Theorem Radio. How are you?
good. How you doing?
Good. You got a minute?
Yep. Got plenty of
right.
time.
So we got us all together now here, and you've got an event coming up here down in St. George coming up February 25th.
Yeah, it's proof of evidence.
Proof of Evidence.
I love that name.
Conference. That's awesome. Yeah, and it's going to be about all the Bigfoot evidence, right? And got a bunch of Bigfoot people going to be there.
Yep. Jeff Meldon, Bergenackle.
So it's not just the Bigfoot people, it's the who's who of big feet people.
Big feet.
Yeah.
People.
Top,
Is it?
top.
big-footed people? How is that?
Big
what is a
feeted?
multiple of big people?
Yeah. What is a multiple big feet? Big feet. Bigfoot.
The
big.
Yeah, actually, these are the top people in the field, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what I love about this event is it's in Utah, which is close to me, which doesn't normally happen.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be anywhere near Utah to witness it.
Yeah, because you're going to stream this live, right? Is that right, William?
Yep. We done decided earlier, free of charge.
Free of charge. You're
No,
going to
what-
air.
what?
Really? Free of
Free
charge. You're
of
going to air the
charge.
event.
This is America.
Free to everyone.
Free.
Yeah, it's already listed.
Wow. Right on.
That is
for you.
unreal.
That is awesome.
So this is a conference with these experts, and are they going to reveal some truths that people haven't heard before?
You're going to see some things nobody's ever seen before.
Oh, that's why.
There it is.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So
right on.
you've got a little group. You've got a special way of hunting Bigfoot, don't you?
Yeah, the Falcon Project, dual airship, high-tech cameras and technology, yeah.
I've kind of seen
Something,
pictures of this thing online. Is it kind of like a high tech blimp kind of thing, or
Airship.
and just an
An
airship?
Helium.
airship. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
It is
it's a,
helium.
it's a dual airship.
And how big is it?
Well, we're starting at 35 foot long on each side, but since we have to go up to the 10,000 foot level, it's going to have to be 50 foot.
Wow. So
Holy
it's pretty
cow.
big.
Wow.
Wow, you can
Yeah,
run,
so we
but you
can go-
can't hide.
That sounds
Wow,
like a pretty
with
big
blimp.
undertaking for sure. Yeah.
Oh, no, you won't be able to hide.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard when it comes to investigating the Bigfoot phenomena.
And you've got a guy
Well-
currently tracking these, right, in the Sierra Nevadas, right?
Yeah, Jaime Avalos, yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
4 years tracking the same three.
Man.
That's interesting.
It almost makes me feel a little sad. Really,
He's going to get caught.
Yeah,
Aw,
that's what I'm saying.
poor
It's a little.
Bigfoot.
I know. I
think
like
it's
the fact
awesome.
that he's always got away. It's like the Billy the Kid of of the paranormal world. You know.
Yeah, he is actually. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, very evasive.
Yeah.
Well, he's very good at what he does, and we know where they're at in a 400 square mile area. So
Can you give us any little tidbits or anything, little nuggets that we can
Look
discuss?
forward to.
Yeah.
California.
In California.
Okay, all right.
Just
That's a big place.
Just the word California. That's it.
That's all you can
Yeah,
say.
that's about it.
Wow.
We can't
Okay.
exactly tell you exactly where he's been tracking them at. So
Right.
it's 400 square miles in Nevada.
Oh yeah.
Sierra Nevada.
No, I wouldn't want you to tell me where you're looking for him because I wouldn't want any crackpots going out there with their
yeah.
rifles. I'll find them first. Look.
Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, it's not good for us.
Yep.
Is there going to be a Miss Bigfoot contest of any sort?
No.
All right. I'm
This is
just
all, this is all actually scientifically
all right.
scientific proof of hair samples, footprint castings. In fact, we're collecting castings from all over the United States for the show. As of right now, we have over 200.
Holy
Oh.
cow.
We have the largest personal collection in the world.
In any of your investigations, have you found any scat? Have you found anything that you thought was, not a bear, not any other?
I got a guy sending a photo of something he found in British Columbia. In fact, I just got the email today sending the photo. There's no deer tracks around it, no bear tracks, no cow tracks, no horse tracks. Very unusual, he said. He's never seen anything like it before.
Perfect. Wow. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, that would be there.
Perfect.
He's sending it in, plus hair samples. Dr. Meldren's bringing his equipment down to look at hair samples that people have collected over the years.
Wow.
This is going to be
So
awesome.
it's going to be a lot different.
When is this again? What's the date?
It's February
February 25th.
25th. Yeah. I don't know. What about you guys? I think I'd like to go down and maybe cover this event. What do you think?
Are we invited?
That would be
Are-
cool. Could we come down and cover this event?
It's invitation. It's invitation only. If you guys are radio guys, it's okay because the media's coming too.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Okay.
We have
we're in.
microphones right in front of our face right
We
now.
are in. That makes us official, right?
Awesome.
Depends how many people you bring.
3.
3. That'll be it. The 3 of us. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have to be part of the radio group. So
You got it.
Save us 3 seats, please.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we'll
will
be there.
And, if you've got any updates or anything else you want to discuss, please get a hold of us and we'll talk about it. And where can they go to learn more about this event?
the the-falconproject.com.
Okay.
And it'll show up proof of evidence. Just hit the right site, read more. You'll see the people that's coming. I got more people coming, but I'm not posting them.
Ooh.
Special surprise guest.
There you go.
Cool.
Well,
All
what's
right.
great? What's great about it is that you don't have to have an invitation. You can just listen to it live.
Yeah.
Li-
That's
Can
awesome.
you watch
No,
it?
you
Is
do.
it on video?
It's going live stream, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You'll be able to see all the prints on that day, all the tracks, castings, and over 300 photos.
Man.
That's
Sweet.
cool.
All right.
And
That'll
it's
be
free. I
awesome.
can't believe you're doing it for free. That's unheard of.
That's cool.
Well, I got to do it for free because it's just the way it goes.
Well, the whole point is to get the word out, not to make a buck off it, right?
Nope, I'm not making zero money.
That's cool. Right on.
Yeah, so I'm promoting the
That
Falcon
is
Project.
un-American.
Yeah. That's kind of like us. Wait, we don't make any money either.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
Can we make
Well,
some
we're-
hairy T-shirts and take them with us and
Yeah.
sell them at the in the parking lot? I'm sorry.
I don't know if the
bad.
hotel will let you do it or not.
But I thought it's a good idea though.
Well, that's awesome. So everybody go to the-falcon.com.
Falcon Project.
Falcon
Falcon Project.
Project.
There you go. The-falconproject.com. Check out
Yeah.
proof of, what is it? Proof of evidence?
Proof of evidence.
There
Proof
it
of
is.
evidence.
Check it out and check back all the time for updates, and we'll talk about it more as we get closer.
We hope to see you there.
I think I got it where you can sign in now so we know how many people are actually going to be watching.
Wow. That's cool.
It's worldwide. It's not just United States only. We're going worldwide with it.
Wow.
Like we can host 1 million people.
Awesome.
You may
Exciting.
need it.
You may need
Yeah,
it.
you may need it.
Because we'll bring at least 2 or 3 listeners.
Yes,
probably,
there's
that will-
there's some people in the nursing home. They can't move.
Absolutely, yeah.
They have to
They've
listen
got
to
no
us.
choice.
Yeah.
They can't
There we
change the
go.
channel. So,
All right. Well, hey, thanks for talking about this with us, and keep in touch if you got anything you want to let everybody know.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you want somebody on your show, I can probably get William Dragnis or Jason Valentini. They both work on the Falcon Project.
Okay.
Perfect.
That'd be
Perfect.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get with you, and we'll set that up. That'd be great.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, because we're all volunteers, so.
Yeah. So are we.
Well, we're it's called Truth Theorem Radio because we're so excited about finding anything that can reveal the truth.
Yeah.
And this conference sounds exciting.
Yeah. I'm still.
Well, we plan on filming it out in the wild for a long period of time. So,
That's cool. All right.
right now it's my 2nd year into this project. So we are actually trying to fund the project for 8 months straight out in the
Wow.
wilderness.
So, can people make donations to it, or how does that work?
Yeah, if they want to send money to help out on the conference, it's just fine with me.
And where could they
I
do
won't-
that? Can they do that off your website?
Yeah, the PayPal's there.
Perfect.
Oh,
Cool.
right on.
All right. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna use advertising to pay for it.
To
on
make it
the,
free for everybody. Oh, that's
that's
awesome.
Yeah, that was the best way out for everybody.
Right.
So anybody can watch it. Any age.
We commend all your hard work. We appreciate that.
For sure.
Also, the roundtables looks like it's going to be at the end. It's going to be like 6-hour program. So the roundtable might go even 2 hours with the biologist and Dr. Meldrum
Wow. Cool.
and a couple other people.
All right.
You won't see nothing like this on TV. So
That is too cool.
No,
I'm excited. Yeah.
yeah. What happens if the network gets a hold of it and they want to broadcast? Are you going to let them?
no.
Oh.
They'll just
Listen.
distort it and screw up the story anyway.
Yeah.
They'll piece it together.
Yeah, this is invitation only, and
Yeah.
you can't download. You won't be able. Nobody will be able to download the conference.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just a watch it live thing. Okay.
That's too cool.
Yeah, if you try to download it, it'll destroy your download and cut you off right instantly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, we've got that in place. So you can on the day of the event, everybody will be able to see over 200 castings of, and maybe more. We might even hit the 250 mark. I don't know yet. Depends how many people send them in. But personal collection, my tracker has the largest collection in the world, personal collection.
Wow.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see it.
And,
Yeah.
and actually, it's almost as large as Dr. Meldrum's collection that he's collected from other people.
That's cool.
If we put them together, we have over 400.
Jeez. That is pretty big.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very huge.
There's got to be something to it.
Nobody's ever seen this before, so it's the first time in history that this much evidence came out forward to the public.
And it's free. That just boggles
And
my
it's
mind.
free, yeah.
That means that you're doing something right, I think.
That's it. Yep. Getting
Yeah.
the truth out there.
Well, a lot of people out there don't have a lot of money, first of all, and I don't want to limit the people that can see it, so I figure the best way is for everybody to see it.
That's awesome. Well, William, hey, thanks for joining us. Like I said, keep in touch, and we'll
we're gonna post your stuff on the webpage too, aren't we?
yeah, it's on our website.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got her on our main page. So
We got you a
anybody who wants to go to truththeoremradio.com and there's a link right to his stuff. So
That's right.
okay. Well, thanks,
Okay.
William, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you in February.
Yep,
All
I'll
right.
be there.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Talk to
man.
you soon. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was a cool phone call.
Yeah, so everybody go to thefalconproject.com. It's the-falconproject.com. Check it out. It's going to be free.
And Warren, you put that on our main page at
It is, yeah.
truththeoremradio.com.
Go to
right?
truththeoremradio.com,
Right.
and it's right there. Yep.
And where is this conference?
It's in St. George, Utah, but nobody gets to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but it's going to be a online televised deal on February 25th of 2012.
And do we get to go, right?
We are going to actually be there.
All right.
And get to interview some of these big wigs down there, and
we'll cover the
meet
cover
some
the whole
cool
thing.
people.
I'm not sharing a hotel room with you guys. I
No,
just
you're
wanna-
right.
I
We're
wanna make
sharing
that
it with
clear.
you.
I think we can do it in a
What?
day, man. We can get up early and drive down there. And
What?
Do it and drive back.
What?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's
Up early.
we
What
need
is
to
wrong with
relax
you?
and enjoy the spirits.
Okay. All right.
All right. Good.
Mesquite's only about an hour away. That's
Oh, there we go.
Got some gambling coming.
No, but this is supposed to be pretty serious stuff. So I want to hear. I want to hear and see. I've never actually seen the footprint stuff, the actual cast and stuff.
yeah. I guess there's all kinds of like hair evidence and DNA stuff and all kinds. I'm sure there'll be all kinds of
Poopy.
pictures and videos and scat
And poopy,
oh, yeah, all kinds of stuff. So
And I'll be able to tell if the poopy's real or not.
really,
It has a different texture and taste.
will you taste it like
Yeah.
in year one?
No.
I'll take one for the team
No.
and do it for
No.
science.
No.
La 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 la. Well,
you
I'm
guys are
sure.
so
No,
wrong.
wait. I'm sure Bigfoot is kind of like a bear, and probably semi because you can eat
nuts and
bear
berries.
poop to a
You
degree.
No,
Can?
you can eat bear
no,
poop.
they don't.
No.
Well, I wouldn't
What
want
are you
to.
talking about eating poop for? What is wrong with you guys?
Bear Grylls doesn't.
Man, I'm
Man.
hungry. I'm strangely hungry.
I
don't what it
know.
is.
Somebody said something about
Yeah.
ribs or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. We got a guest coming up here, probably on hold, waiting for us,
Oops.
tapping their feet. Black Cross Paranormal.
Wow, they are so cool. I went on their site and looked at their website.
like-
They do have a cool site.
I think they've got the wrong name though, because they really should be like Rockstar Paranormal
man.
or something, right? They've
Actually,
kinda got that.
It is
They've got
the
that feel.
It's
sexiest
actually kinda cool,
paranormal investigation site
Go
I've ever
check
seen.
it out. It's
well, let's talk to him.
okay. Let's get them on the line. Let's go to a break, and we will be right back.
Right back.
Truth Serum Radio.
Marty, here's what you should take her to. The enchantment under the sea dance.
I'd rather listen to Truthium Radio, Doc.
What's that?
Oh, it's this radio station we have in the future, Doc. It stars Rob Warren and Jason.
Do they have some kind of website?
TruthiumRadio.com.
I'll check it out in the future.
It's like an orgasm for the ears, the way you guys all work together.
And what the hell is that smell? I could have been at a barbecue.
This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. It's really sad.
And we are back.
All right.
Today we've got Riley and Steven.
from Black Cross Paranormal.
Black Cross Paranormal. Now that sounds a little bit ominous to me.
Yeah, is that so? You're looking for you're like the evil ghost hunter people, right? Black Cross, your ex black priest or something. What?
Well, yes and no. I mean, come across some pretty nasty things, in our travels, but we're not actually looking for nasty things, They find us. Yeah, she is. I'm not.
No, I get it because your last name's Black.
Oh, their last
that's-
name's Black.
That's where the black comes
Oh,
from. And so
okay.
where does the
All
cross come from?
That is
Yeah,
where the
where-
is where the name comes from.
Where's the cross part come from?
Well, here's the story about that. When I first came to Rhode Island a few years ago, we walked around some graveyards as the full moon was casting across the tombstones. A lot of the crosses were making shadows on the ground, and where we live, there's a graveyard that has about 35,000 people buried there. So it's said to be very haunted. So we went there. We've seen all these black crosses on the ground from the shadows coming from the gravestones and the moon, and that's pretty much where that started from. And then Black, obviously, because last name is Black, so
That's
kind
really
of
cool.
together,
Yeah, I
and we
dig that.
just ran with it.
Yeah, it just
So.
fit.
Yeah, I like it.
I have seen dozens and dozens of paranormal websites, and then when I went to your website, I was like, oh, This is
Pretty cool.
sexy. This is
Yeah.
the sexiest paranormal website I've ever seen.
That's funny.
It was beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you. Steve is the computer genius behind it all.
Sweet.
And I have my own creative ideas that I added, and then we just threw it together and mixed it all in, and that's what it came up with.
She chose like logos and colors and stuff like that and designs, and I did a lot of the background work with the XML files. I did use some template stuff, which is fine for me because back in '96 I used to write HTML using Notepad, and that's not fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
wow. Tedious.
Yeah,
tedious.
no, but it is a very good looking site. So
it's
anybody,
beautiful.
you guys got to go check it out.
Yeah, I thought it was like a music video. I was like, wow, because you look beautiful in the website, and like, whoa, she comes on, and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. And where did the ghosts come? You know, that's why they're so successful. I think so. Yeah, well, I'm sure they're all male ghosts too.
Yeah.
The ones that we've encountered so far seem to have been male because they like kind of just take to me real quickly.
I can see why.
I don't know either.
Congratulations. I saw the video too on YouTube. Now,
wait, which video?
Which one?
Oh, there's more.
Oh, whoa, wait. Now there's more. Okay.
You know, the video actually.
Oh yeah.
Wait, the one in your Halloween costume? The one in his Halloween costume?
No.
This was the one that it looked like a music video, and it was the Evanescence song. Went all the way through it. And it was like the three guys running around.
Ghost Adventures. Yeah, we were screwing around and just decided, well, you know what? Let's do this tribute thing. It took us about 4 days to do, and we threw it up there, and we actually went through like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of video feed from that show, and we came up with this. And I said, you know what? Let's add some music to it. Let's make it in sort of like, kind of like almost a love story, haunted way, because of how the women just chase after these guys like crazy. This would be something like killer for everybody to see on YouTube.
It was awesome. You know, I was thinking though while I'm watching it, ghost hunting should be a sideline for you, just making music videos, because it was I thought the quality was pretty cool, and I thought the creativeness was awesome. So,
thanks.
Good job. It was really cool.
Yeah, we worked hard.
I think we're supposed to be talking about
ghosts. Yeah,
sorry.
I think.
So
how
to school.
How long have you guys been ghost hunting?
Since 2008.
2008. Okay. And do you feel like in the last 1, 2, 3, 4 years, whatever, do you think you have compiled enough evidence to scientifically prove in a court of law that ghosts exist?
Court of law? Man.
I'd say yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Well, if my butt was in a court of law and I needed to defend it in that sort of manner, then yeah, I would say definitely we have enough evidence to like make myself be acquitted and I walk free. I mean,
nobody's ever risked their ass before. That's pretty
Yeah,
good. That's definite.
You haven't slaved mills lately. Yeah, that part of my anatomy wanted so badly like there. So
good job.
Have you guys ever witnessed anything paranormal?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all we've talked about this on our show from time to time, so we won't bore our listeners with it very much. But we've all kind of ghost hunted in the past with Uper here in Utah, and so we all have kind of the run of the mill ghost hunting experiences, I guess.
I've had some pretty good ones, dude.
We've had the
No,
orbs.
you've had
We've
good
had
ones, come on.
but we've done the orbs and we've done the EVP stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
we
You
got-
really opened up a can of worms,
we
didn't
got
you?
dogs barking and all kinds of weird EVP stuff. So it was cool.
we're not big fans of orbs. I mean,
Oh, good. You're on our
I think
team.
we can catch orbs anytime.
Yeah.
I think it's all dust
now.
debris.
Tell me why you're not fans
Yeah,
of orbs.
let's hear your official.
From my point of view, now Stephen has his own opinion about this, but for me, it's more like dust particles in the air, bugs flying. I mean, there's stuff that's constantly flying that we can't see through the naked eye that are there, that do get captured when the light hits it a certain way by the flash or reflection or something else.
Yeah.
So, it's very, I don't know, you can pick apart it if you want. You can do whatever when it comes to orbs, but I guess it all depends on the scientific aspect of it. If there's certain ways you can tell if an orb is real or if it's just dust or bugs
Right.
No?
I think most of them probably are dust and debris or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've got to tell you, I saw, and Mary, our friend Mary, captured this video in a place we were investigating, and I watched what looked like a small orb or whatever in the night shot fly around the room, and it would stop and come back, and it went like out through the wall, right through a concrete wall, and then came back out the same, a little different spot about a foot away and fly back around. And it even seemed to almost be affected by talking to it. Mary was saying, "Oh, there you are, come back," and it seemed to react
Jason,
to that.
I have a confession
impressive.
to make.
That was you.
I had a laser
That's
pointer. I was
impressive.
messing with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
No, I want to hear yours, Steven. What do you think it is?
Something like that is more impressive than the still photos with stuff floating around.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I just don't. I'm not excited by it. You know what I mean? If somebody has an apparition, or something, then that excites me. Only because many years ago I witnessed it wasn't a full body, but almost a full body apparition, and that's what kind of kicked me into this whole business.
Well, what did the apparition appear to you as?
White, black, solid, what?
Yeah, I mean
the apparition. Actually, I'm kind of a fitness buff. I love to work out. I hold 2 personal training certificates.
I saw the video.
National. Anyway.
I thought it was
posting?
I thought it was
a posting videos.
I thought it was a boy band.
You know what? I would love to go and work out, but it always puts my cigarette out, and I always spill my drink.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
It's terrible.
I just can't. I can't get into it.
What do you mean I can't bring the cooler in here? Yeah, it's always
No,
a
I'm
problem.
I'm sorry.
No
Go ahead.
can recycling bin?
Yes,
What? Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Anyway, I was just finishing up on a 3-mile run on a treadmill. And I was in the basement of my aunt's house. This house is well over 100 years old. My grandfather paid $9,000 for it back in his day, and they left it to her. She sold it to a company for almost $1 million.
Holy crap.
Now, this house like I said, it's over 100 years old, and the basement is built like the hull of a ship. We had numerous treadmills down there and just a bunch of fitness equipment. And I was down there by myself, and I'm running, got the music on. I finish running, and I shut the treadmill off, and I turn around. There's the apparition right there behind the treadmill. I nearly fell on my ass. I was so frightened and just taken, and surprised. And it darted across the room and disappeared into the wall.
So what does it look like?
Yeah, tell me what it looks like.
It looked like a man in almost like a captain's outfit.
Well, this was in color, pretty much. Then
no, it wasn't really in color. It was kind of reddish actually, but it was transparent. So I'm freaked out. I go upstairs to the second floor, and I talked to my aunt about it, and she says, "Oh, you met the captain." And I was like, "What?
Oh, shit.
What are you talking about?" She says, "Yeah, you met the captain." And I said, "Why didn't you tell, us kids about it?" And they said they didn't want to frighten anyone. Apparently this ghost, if you will, or apparition or spirit, whatever you want to call it, tormented one of my uncles through most of his childhood.
Well, he just spent the last 20 minutes watching your ass on the treadmill.
I don't know what he was doing back then.
I know what he was doing. He was watching you work out.
Yeah, right. But anyway, that's what, that was like my first instance with anything paranormal, and it was pretty dramatic.
And so before this, were you a believer or a skeptic, or where did your belief system fall?
Before that, I mean, I grew up, Roman Catholic. I actually went to Catholic school until fourth grade. Then I transferred to public schools. So I had a faith, a religion that I believed in. And now, it's like, okay, there's more out there. I know there is.
Yeah.
I am very skeptical with a lot of evidence that she tries
Good.
to make me listen to all these EVPs all the time. She's like, listen to this. I listen. I said, no, I don't hear it.
Good.
Smack him with something because I hear it. He knows I hear it. He sees the out hair. He sees the
She gets so angry.
Well, then, right, do you hear them right away when you play them back? Or are you the person that hears them right away?
Oh yeah, I can pick them up
She
so
picks 'em
quickly.
up, yeah.
It's unreal.
Because
It's
I'm the type of person okay, what do you hear? And it's like, I didn't hear nothing. And it's like,
And you're
what do
like,
you
oh.
think it says? And it says, we live under the stairs. And you play it back, and it's like, we live under the stairs. And it's plain as day. And you're like, oh, how did I miss that before?
So what?
yeah,
what
I pick them up really quickly, and then when I clear them up and get all the background noise out,
Then I
and-
start to hear it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I found the one that I came across that we just posted from Slater Mills, I was home by myself, and I like to do EVPs that way because then I can like have complete quiet and I can concentrate on what I'm doing. And then as soon as I heard that, I'm like, no, I couldn't be hearing this, because I've never heard anything like that before. I mean, we've been threatened, we've been sworn at, we've been, talked to, just crazy stuff, but nothing like this. And I called him up because he was at work, and I said, honey, I am freaked out. You need to hear this right now, So when he got home, I played it for him, and then his eyes got real big, like saucers, and all the hair stood
Yeah,
out
the hair on my arms was
on his
standing up.
arms and the back of his neck, and he's like, that's it?
It was totally creepy.
No more you going by yourself to do EVPs. I'm not having it. That's it. You're done. Because I already actually was gone for 2 minutes away from him.
Wow.
All this happened within 2 minutes, and they kept repeating it over and over again. And we only have part 1 on the website right now. We're still working on part 2.
Oh, this is the
I know what
vulgar.
you're talking about.
It does, yeah. It gets a little bit more graphic than the first part.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't hear
about what
either part. What did they say?
It was all about, well, go ahead. I want to hear it from
And
you
they
because that
weren't
would be a lot more sexy. Let's. It sounds really dirty coming from a guy, so let's hear it from you.
They want to talk about what part of the anatomy that they want to do that to. So
Oh wow!
This is an EVP that it's a direct response to you personally.
yeah, nobody else was around. As a matter of fact, Steve and the rest of the BCP, which is Black Cross Paranormal Group, and other groups that have joined us were inside of the museum at the time, and I just walked between the 2 mills down the sidewalk and back. So it wasn't like I was gone for more than 2 minutes.
She wanted to do it when nobody was outside because once you get the groups out there, you start to get,
Contamination.
noise, people
Contaminated
talking.
evidence.
Exactly. It starts to get contaminated.
What was that?
That was
I don't know.
interesting.
That
whatever
was cool.
Was that from your end?
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
What did you do?
I don't know what
It
that
came
was.
from your
That
end.
was- that was
We're
cool.
just sitting on the microphone. That was a little noise.
That's your ghost going. Don't you tell this.
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
see the shadow.
There it goes again.
I hear it
There,
again.
yeah.
So this vulgar EVP, you're walking by and you get this EVP that says all these vulgar things they want to do to you, right? Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it an
Yeah.
individual?
No, I got a
So-
question though. If you get raped by a ghost, is it really rape?
Is it?
I don't.
I don't. Yeah.
Where's the evidence?
Yeah, I don't know. If the,
But I enjoy it.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's-
Probably not.
That's the real question. What
Well,
about
you
that?
can't rape the willing though, right?
Yeah, there you go. So that's what it was said. It wanted to rape you basically over and over again.
wow.
In a nutshell.
That's in a nutshell.
Pardon the pun.
Pardon the pun.
Part of the fun, yeah.
Wow. Now,
Well, actually, it was like two different disembodied voices. There were 2 men, and they were talking amongst themselves back and forth. And then within that, the 2 men, we kind of got a female disembodied voice that says that they were going to go tell Muriel, for them to stop what they were doing because they were going to go tell on them. So we don't know if it was like the children that were messing around playing that had died there, because Slater Mills is famous for children who had had passed away, working on the machines there at the cotton mill. And we think maybe it was them, or there might be a demonic entity there. We don't know. We're going to go back and figure all that out.
That's some demented children. What kind of parents did they have?
Well, it's like they hired a lot of young boys to work the mills versus females, because back then females were like in the way. Their hair would get caught in the machinery. Their dresses would get caught.
They weren't really in the workplace.
Yeah.
Besides that, all the Mormons had them all tied up as wives. Right?
Yeah,
that's true about that time.
Welcome to Utah.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the things they were trying to do to provoke activity in was it the Wilkinson house? There's different houses on that little area. They were trying to talk about the fact that there were women in the room and women in the workplace to try to provoke activity.
Because they didn't like women in the workplace.
Yeah, really didn't like women in the workplace.
Wow. Even the ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back then, during the early 1700s, it was unheard of for a man to watch the children. It just, that wasn't possible like it is today.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the women basically do that. And from the history that we read, the women, well, it was first the children that were hired into the mills, and then the women were actually hired with the children to help keep them in line, and then the men kind of followed after that because it was more of a family-oriented thing. So they kind of built the whole town of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, around that. And it went on from there. So there's actually like 2 mills there from 2 different families, and there was the Sylvanus Brown house there that they had moved. A few years back, they moved it because they were running the highway through where it was standing, so they had to move it to a newer area. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So
I
do
think
you feel like knowing all the background and the history is a help or a hindrance to your investigation?
Well, we could use it as a help, definitely, because it's like a trigger object. We can use or say things that could actually trigger a ghost responding to something that we're saying. So, I mean, definitely know the history of the place before you go into it at all times, because it could either be a blessing in disguise or it can be your worst nightmare. It depends on how you say it, and if you provoke, definitely your worst nightmare.
How you use it, probably too.
How do you figure out the difference between a ghost that's now? I'm assuming that you believe that a ghost is a person who's passed away and their spirit is lingering in some place. How do you tell the difference between that and, let's say, a demon? Or do you believe in demon?
Did you say D?
Did you say demon?
I have a problem with the word demon. I seem to have put a D on it. Demon.
He's Catholic, so he believes in demons and that sort of thing, as the Bible would put it. But I don't want to cross that into that religion sort of thing. But I'm Wiccan, so I grew up differently, on a reservation out in Arizona, and my beliefs, are totally different. I believe in there is a higher power, and there is definitely something evil, and once you identify yourself with that evil thing, it also identifies with you. So, I mean, if you make yourself known and you go into a place where you knowingly know that something is there and it's evil, they know about you, you know about them, the fight is on, so be prepared, because it will follow you. It might even hitchhike home with you.
I think we actually had some residual stuff come home with us after this last hunt.
Definitely, for sure.
We just had like bad things happen, not just at the house, but either at the workplace or with our dog, and like numerous things just kept happening day after day after day.
I can identify with that.
One day the cloud just lifted, you could actually feel it was gone.
Yeah.
Well, and how did you get rid of it, or did you?
We didn't. You could feel it just lift.
It was just like over the course of the what was it, like a week and a half? It was like a cloud lifted one day and it was gone.
These guys are boring. Let's go.
We're not hanging out here anymore. Let's go.
Well, see, I feel that if you're emotionally, disturbed, that they have a reason to hang around longer than...
my house is crowded. My house is like a bus station. Move over. Get out of the way.
Emotions are running high, in your household. And you do this sort of thing for, a living. And it will attach to you and come home with you. It definitely will.
Well, and if
But
the theory is correct that they feed off your energy somehow, it would make sense. Somebody who's projecting a lot more, somebody who's emotional, or somebody who's stressed or whatever, is probably projecting more emotional energy than somebody who's got it together, right?
Right. Yeah. See, we have to also be careful because our 12-year-old son goes on a lot of ghost haunts with us too, and
I was going to ask if you had kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. He's 12 years
He's
old.
into it.
And he knows more about the paranormal than most investigators do, which is very impressive.
He's been into it for years, so.
Wow.
Now, what does somebody call you and just say, "Hey, there's some creepy stuff going on in our house, and we don't know what it is. Can you come and check it out for me?" Do you do that sort of thing, or?
It all depends on where it is. If it's like, within a good big 50-mile radius, we try to get there, and find the time as soon as possible. If it's in another state.
If it's 6 hours away, we're going to contact another group and ask them.
Definitely.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's like an hour's drive or something, 50 miles or whatever.
Now, do you charge people to do that?
No, God, no. No way. I do not believe in charging anybody for our, work that we do. We're going to help people out, with the situations that they have going on, if it's paranormal or not. And we try to, give them the best answers that we possibly can give somebody. I'm not going to benefit by charging them. Oh, well, let's see, I did this work for you, so I'm going to charge you.
Well, she knows, cleansing rituals and stuff like that, too. So we were at the point the other day where we were ready to just sage the whole house and just, do one of these rituals, because it was, like I said, it was just one bad thing after another.
But there is no way I'm going to charge somebody for something that I can help them out with. That is just not us. I do not believe in that. And I'm not a glory hound like that. Some people that are on TV, I don't believe in that at all.
That's awesome.
So, that's why we have a lot of friends in the paranormal community.
We have fun with it.
Yeah, because we do.
That's part of it. Yeah. That's what makes you successful, if you can enjoy it and really get into it. Let me ask you, do you guys ever utilize any kind of psychics or anything like that, or empathic people, or intuitives, or?
We haven't, but we have spoken with some of them.
Neither one of you guys are empathic or intuitive or anything like
Well,
that? Do you feel things?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I mean, they seem to keep coming to me, and I'm like, go to him.
When she was a kid, she used to be more, I guess, I don't know what you would call it.
Well, growing up on a reservation, it was weird because you know how when you're a child, you have childhood friends, and people, oh, that's your imagination, you're seeing things, whatever. Okay, fine. Childhood friend, imagination gone, bye-bye. So as I left the reservation and I moved to a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania, my grandmother's house used to be where she would have the viewings for the family members or close family friends that had passed. And that was going on for many years before I got there. And that room kind of became my bedroom. So weird things started happening really quickly, really fast, to the point where I didn't even want to sleep in that house. I'd rather sleep in the woods, under a rock.
That is real creepy.
Yeah,
Your bedroom was the viewing room?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you know this at the time, or
I kept asking them, why is this doing this? What are these noises I'm hearing tonight? Oh, that's the pipes in the walls, or that's just your imagination.
Why is this casket in my bedroom? Oh, it's just a dining room table.
It smells like formaldehyde in here.
Actually, it had this really, really distinct smell of like something dead. You know how when you
that's a
walk,
giveaway.
Smell like dead air.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And after my grandmother had passed away, we were cleaning out one of her pantries, and we found these old glass negatives. Like back in the early 1900s, they had glass negatives of family members, that were there. And when I saw them, I nearly dropped them because I seen these people in my grandmother's house, way after they had passed.
Oh.
Well, they take pictures of the dead.
Yeah,
like sitting on the couch. They sit them on the couch and take
sitting
photos.
like this. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, well, ick.
Yeah.
They prop them up and take pictures of them.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Oh. That's
So, I
kind of
mean,
creepy.
Before my grandma had passed, I mean, I had a dream that she passed and how they'd find her and where they would find her and how she'd be laying and everything else 2 weeks before she died.
Oh.
So it kind of was, I even went to her. I said, you know, Grandma, I had a dream that you died and I was crying. And I said, I don't know if I can go to your funeral and handle that. She goes, you son of a bitch, you better go to the funeral.
Yeah. Because I'll be watching. And she
You
probably
guys are
was.
gonna like this. The day before Johnny Cash passed away, I had a dream that I was out in the desert and he was playing his guitar against an old rusty car,
Whoa.
but he was dead. And I told like a number of my friends about it, about the dream, because it was very strange.
Yeah.
The very next day he died.
So, I mean, I think everybody has.
I think there's some kind of spirituality
Yeah, I
in
think
this.
everybody does have it to a certain extent. It's just like some people are a little more sensitive than others, you know, and especially when you're ghost hunting, it kind of comes into play there.
I
And
think there's something to, I don't know, synchronicity or karma or whatever is
Yeah.
responsible for it. I just the last couple of days, I've noticed a few things just happen to me where I just, oh, by the way, just out of the blue, I'll, bring up some subject and then the same thing will come on TV just 1 second later or, things like that. It's just like, wow, that was a quinky dink,
What?
A winky dink.
You really shouldn't say that.
I shouldn't? Okay.
No.
Different energies in the universe. I think everything is made up of energy, and once that particular, I guess, form of energy is gone, it goes into something else, and I just think
So do you believe that consciousness exists after death?
oh yes, I do, definitely.
Steven's sitting there going,
we're on the radio and people can't see this, but I wish you could see his face in the little
scratching his head.
I question everything.
He does. It's like
he could have had the same look as if his wife said, "Did these jeans make my butt look big?" He's kind of like,
No, they do not.
See, he's married. Answer.
His famous reply when I ask him a question that I know like is a setup, and he knows it's a setup. He goes, "Yes, dear."
Smart man.
Yes,
Smart
dear.
man.
Honey, I don't want to lie to you.
Quiet.
I said, when wife isn't happy, nobody's happy.
Yeah, when mama's not happy, ain't nobody in his
There we go.
That's right.
There we go. Yeah, my wife's thing is, am I fat? Do I look fat? And I'm like, you've got a mirror and a scale. Why are you asking me this? It's a setup. I'm not answering.
So, Steven, you don't believe in consciousness? You die, lights out, party's over? What do you?
No, I think there's way too much or way too many people that have actually passed away and been resuscitated that have the same sort of information to speak about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that I don't believe it, but I question it,
Well, I really love the topic of near-death experiences, and one of the questions that what's that? Hey, a few near-death experiences?
Oh, yeah.
And now, from the research that I've done, there has never been one documented case of anyone being brain dead and being resuscitated and have a near-death experience. And the very nature of the word near-death tells you that they didn't die.
Yeah.
So the experience can't really be taken as a death experience.
I would like to tell you a little story about a little girl named Annie.
A little girl named Annie?
Yeah. Well, she was premature, and she always had health problems as she was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And when she was, I don't remember, 8. It's been a long time since I've heard this, so if I get my facts mixed up, I'm sorry. I'll give you the rundown, though. I think she was around 8, and something happened with her health, and she died on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And they resuscitated her. She came back, and I think she was dead. I think they said she was dead for like 5 minutes. And when she came back, she told everybody about the conversations that were going on, where they were standing, what the room looked like, everything going on. You don't think that's interesting?
That's astral projecting.
Okay, well, here's what's even more interesting. She was
yeah, it's an out-of-body experience.
She was premature, and the oxygen made her blind. She was blind her whole life.
Yeah.
There you go.
So she had never seen before.
Yeah, she'd
so she
never
had
seen
no
anything.
frame
Yeah.
of reference for sight at all.
Okay, but your astral body can see. It has eyes that work.
Okay.
Your physical body doesn't. The astral body can hear too. If you're
So,
deaf.
okay, here's your.
I definitely believe that. I really do. I believe that, you know, when you are having a near-death experience, I think that you can actually have an out-of-body experience and have those conversations and see those conversations going on, and then when you come back, you can repeat everything. I totally believe that. I have read so many stories and I've talked to so many people who have had that happen to.
A lot of those stories are very similar where the person is looking down from above as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so if there's an
Not
astral
like they're on the
body,
table up.
right? If there's an astral body, would that not suggest that there is something that is independent of the body itself?
Almost always in astral body experiences, there's some kind of a cord or some kind of connection that connects the body, the astral body, to the physical body.
But your consciousness is in the astral body, right?
Yes.
Okay, so wouldn't that mean that consciousness is not limited to the physical body?
Is separate from the physical body?
I'm gonna wait till I get.
No, serious.
I'll let you know. How's that?
Okay, Dr. Black,
I'll
tell us.
hunt you guys down and I'll let you know.
You know, that's interesting. You mentioned that Harry Houdini, of course, everyone knows who he is. And him and his wife had this little secret pact that when he died, he would give her a secret code. Before he died, of course, he gave her the secret code. And he said, when I die, I will communicate with you through a medium and this secret code so you'll know it's me. So for 10 years, she went all over the world with this secret code, didn't tell anybody about it, and mediums pretended to communicate with Houdini and say all these things. And finally, she declared after 10 years, he's gone, he's not coming back, and there must not be a life after death because he would communicate with me if he could, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that. I mean, he may have just gone, you know, to wherever.
Yeah, I've always figured, people ask me that all the time. We've had a lot of deaths in my family recently, and people were asking, you know, why don't they communicate and whatever, and, you know, why don't they come to me in a dream and tell me everything's okay and all this kind of stuff. And my response is, they're busy. They got shit to do. They're in another, if they do exist, they're in another world. They're doing their thing, you know, just like you. You know, you wake up and do your thing.
But I think that everybody like has had their family members come to them and in some sort of dream to let them know that they have passed away, and it's because I truly believe that in your soul and your heart, you know, you're hurting so much that they want to let you know that everything is going to be okay, that you can go on living your life and not have to worry about them because they're in a better place. I truly believe that. I've had so many people pass away. I've had a boyfriend of 11 years passed away that came to me in my dream. Now, it's how you're hurting, if they have unfinished business, if things between you and that person have been undone and needs to get done, then, you know, they do kind of come to you to try to help you through the transition of them passing to another life and you going on with your life. So I truly believe that. I really, really do.
Yeah, I think it's circumstantial.
But it kind of it hurts so many people who don't have that experience. What about the people who I have my wife, for example, her father just recently passed away, and then right after, her sister, who had taken care of her dying father of cancer, she passed away suddenly. And my wife would just kill to have any kind of communication from the afterlife from either one of them, and it doesn't happen for her.
Well, what happened with me was I was in a fog for about 6 months straight after my stepfather passed. And I was just literally going through the motions. The alarm clock would go off. I'd get up, get cleaned up, go to work, come home. I was in a fog. 6 months. I had to visit in my dream. My stepfather said, "Everything's okay, Stephen. I'm happy now. Everything's good." You know, and it didn't seem like a dream. It was different than a dream. Like, it felt like a visit.
Wow.
And the very next day when I got up, I was fine. It was like someone had slapped me in the face and woke me up. And I was fine after that.
You also are a knower now. You're not a believer. You're a knower.
Yeah, see, I don't know your wife, and I'm not sure how strong she is and how well she's dealing with all of her sudden losses. But I do believe that if sometime in her life, at some point, they're going to come to her and let her know. They might not like reveal themselves now because she's very fragile and she might not be able to handle it. But I believe that spirits of loved ones that passed will come to you when you need them the most. Not when you want them to, but when they feel that you are ready for them to come and see you, they will be there, you know. But I think that if they come to see her now, that it might break her down even farther than she is right now from all the sudden losses she has. And by the way, we are very, very sorry for all that. We know how it is.
Yeah, my wife is Catholic, and she's from the Philippines, and she is very superstitious, and they have incredible rituals for everything spiritual in the Philippines. And she has seen, she saw the Virgin Mary when she was a child.
Wow.
Her and her niece and one of her cousins were walking through like a cane field, and they saw the Virgin Mary. So, you know, she's a believer. She's a knower.
I would be on my hands and knees going, "Nomine Patri Filii Spiritus Sancti."
And I would be on my hands and knees mimicking that, because I would be, whatever those words are, please.
That's the Boondock
That's from
Saints.
Boondock Saints.
That's prayer from Boondock Saints. You know how they do that? They say that in Latin, and then before they tap them in the back of the head with both their guns, they say, "Nomine Patri Filii Spiritus Sancti."
Man, it's good to die with style, isn't it?
Okay?
I don't want to be grabbing my chest. I'm going to get shot after somebody recites Latin.
Yeah, there you go.
That's important.
There's something I want to say about that too. I think, you know, probably we are pretty used to our senses here as human beings on this planet, and I think probably if we do exist after we're gone from this physical existence, that we'd probably be opened up to some new senses, probably. And probably one thing that maybe wouldn't carry over would be probably the concept of time.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
And so I think probably if you're some spirit in the afterlife, you know, time isn't going to mean anything to you, because you're going to experience probably the whole thing in a moment, maybe.
Speaking of time, a lot of when we're working with the EVPs, we actually end up slowing down the voices by about 10%
or more, it depends.
Before we can make out what they're saying.
Because they're saying it just so fast. And it's like, you know, too fast for the human ear actually to understand and pick up.
Some of them.
Yeah, when you slow them down, you could actually, you think that you're hearing just somebody step, like, say, for instance, like for me, it was like somebody stepping on a twig or something. That's what it sounded like a branch or like a small little thing in the sidewalk.
Just like a noise or something.
And then I slowed it down, like I took that piece out and I slowed it down like to 50, 60%. And I had a disembodied voice saying in that same spot, "You're so smart." You know, it was a female saying, "You're so smart." And it was going so fast by regular speed that it just sounded, that was it, you know?
No,
One time.
Am I the only one that put the connection that maybe she like planted that for you, that you were so smart?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that? I immediately just put those two together, that she was giving you a personal message that look what you found. You're so smart.
Something there. It was pretty, you know.
It was pretty personal.
And I've always wondered how much EVP gets missed that maybe is a little out of a phase, or a little too fast, or a little too slow, or in a different language, or you know, whatever.
I think a lot of stuff is missed because I mean, people don't have the equipment, the proper equipment, or the know-how to really, you know, listen properly. You know, slow things down or zoom in on a particular, you know, set of.
See, the thing with me is that with EVPs,
voices
I go like.
She's crazy with it.
Yeah, I do. I'm anal.
Right. And now we're back to Slate of Mill again.
That's another. That's another show.
That's another show.
That's another topic for this one. I go like every 5-second increments, and I break them down, and I slow them down, I speed them up, I take out every single kind of background noise you could possibly think of, and a lot of people who do EVPs, there's like class A, class B, class C, all the way down to G, which is garbage, and people really don't care about them because they're very hard to hear, and they just toss them out.
But they're there.
But they're there. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's around us all the time. We just don't even know it.
Well, that leads me to this question. Why is it that since they have an ability to communicate, they can put it on tape or in a digital recorder, yet they don't communicate in any kind of really meaningful way? Or any
meaningful.
Well, maybe a lot of it is residual.
Well, I mean,
some of it can't. Yeah, a lot of it that we have come across, it has been residual. So it's either going to happen there, whether we're there or not there. It's still going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've come across intelligent hauntings that'll talk to us, even if we're not even asking them any questions. They're asking us questions
Or saying stuff to us.
Yeah, like, we were in the North Burial Ground Cemetery, and I only turned the digital voice recorder on for 2 seconds, and I got a disembodied voice asking me if I was a soul there.
Wow.
So, it's like they're asking us questions just like we're asking them questions, but they're not circus ponies. They're not going to, come and say, well, we demand you to say something right now.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, oh, well, let me get over there and go do that,
Yeah.
Some stuff, like come over the spirit box, telling us to leave and calling us bastards and stuff like that.
They call you bastards.
They call me a bastard. A lot. I don't know why.
Because they differentiate between the two of you that way, I mean, that is a sign of intelligent communication as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely is, yeah.
We brought one of the guys on our team. He doesn't go with us all the time, but he comes out to some of our hunts. He's in the Marines, and he came with us, and we were outside it's like a big, it's almost like a keeper. It's a military keeper almost.
Oh.
Where they have the bodies inside, and that was one of the places where the voice was telling us, leave. And he was the only one that had like an orb behind his neck, coming out of his neck.
Oh.
And
wow.
It was like, I don't know, it was very, I don't know.
Was it like an acceptance of him being there because he's military?
Well,
Possibly,
that's one of the reasons why we brought him with us, because we knew there was a military mausoleum that was there, and we wanted to bring him there to use him as a trigger object, because he knows more about like using military terms than we do. So I'm sure that he could say something military type like and have them respond to him in some sort of way.
Wow,
but,
I spent many years in the military, and I think the sound you'd be listening to is beer cans popping.
Yeah, but he's in it now. So
okay.
Well, here's the thing. When we went down to North Burial Grounds, now, mind you, this dates back from the late 1600s and on to the present day, and there are a lot of, like 35,000 people buried there.
Wow.
And what I was doing was, I'm like, okay, so if you're not a Marine, are you Army? And the spirit box said yes. And I'm like, well, which war did you fight in? And I'm asking all these questions. And it kind of responded to the questions of the wars, way back in the 1800s, And I said, well, I'm Southern. I'm Confederate.
Oh, yeah.
And boy,
did
that lit it right up. They did not like the fact that I was a Confederate person. They just, we're not happy. And the fact that I'm Wiccan too, that didn't go over.
She actually got sick.
Really?
In the Salem Corwin Witch House in Salem,
but
Mass.
they at that military
that too, yeah.
thing,
I got really dizzy.
She got very sick and had to walk away.
That was the first time it ever happened to me there, though. I mean, we were there
We've been there a few times.
Well, we asked you earlier if you use a psychic or an empath, and I think you do, and you just don't know it.
Yeah,
I think it's you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. She's trying to figure it out. We talk about it, and she doesn't want to call herself that, but she seems to be more susceptible.
I think we all have that, and we just deny it.
Well, I think she has a little more than the rest of us.
See, a psychic to me is like, like driving down the road, you see a psychic with a tarot card reading, like $20, or you see them on the boardwalk in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't call myself that if I don't know what I am. So I think
we've interviewed some other people who are very similar to you in that aspect, and they're empaths, so they feel things. They feel things that the rest of us maybe don't. And that's what makes you nauseated and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think that happened to me too at the Salem Corwin Witch House, because I was in there for not even a minute, actually 26 seconds, when we got a disembodied voice telling us to come over and sit by the fire. But as soon as I walked from, and I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but there's a museum part of it before you actually walk into the house. And I went from the museum part into the sitting room, and immediately they were telling me to get out. Not the people who work there, but the spirits who still live there.
Yeah.
Oh.
They knew that I was Wiccan, and back then they would probably call me a witch. I was called a pig. I was called everything under the sun. I mean, we had our son Ryan with us, and we had two spirits, actually, like two children, thinking that, you know, okay, well, maybe he's another child that passed away, and another one looking at, like, saying to another one, no, he's alive.
He's alive.
You know?
That's actually one of the ones on the website. And it's funny because by the time we had gotten upstairs, we were probably in the house 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah. And Riley was starting to feel sick and tightness in her throat.
Like somebody was choking the crap out of me.
I started to feel the same thing. Like, and our son Ryan started getting sick as well. Like all three of us all at once. And it was very strange. We had to get out of there. It was like something was driving us out of there. So, and we didn't know we had any of these EVPs telling us to get out. We didn't know we had anything because we can't hear it until we review it later.
But is that a ghost or is that a demon? Is that...
Well, if you know the history about the Salem Corwin Witch House real quick, Judge Corwin was the judge who issued all the warrants to hang the 19 women and to kill the one gentleman who was pressed to death because they were calling them witches. Now, I mean, if you've ever been in the Salem Corwin Witch House, they've used actually herbs from the ground and other things to make medicine and so on and so forth that they have a display there. So I don't know what they would consider being a witch, you know, compared to what they would use for medicine back then in the day. But so he had 7 children of his own die in that house because the gentleman who was pressed to death said, I curse you and your family and this whole damn town, and y'all could bite me, and pretty much died.
Well,
You know?
I don't think he said bite me, but
you were just paraphrasing. Right?
I'm sure he did. Isn't the press to death thing where they put the board on you and then put rocks on top of you until it crushes you? Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
No.
So, you know, when I was in
I'd
there,
say bite me too.
Yeah. Maybe a few other words.
when I was in there, I had that mindset of, okay, I'm Wiccan. What you gonna do to me? You know, you guys are dead. You know, what can you possibly do to me? And then I'm getting choked. So now I'm getting the choke.
There's your answer.
Really? You physically got choked? Really?
Yes.
But yeah. Physically,
like hands around your thing, or your throat tightened up from inside? Or?
It felt, to me, it felt like a pinch, like right under the Adam's apple.
Really?
And my son also, you know, he got...
And then it felt like
You got
somebody was
choked
sitting on your chest, like literally, like there was so much weight on your chest, it was hard to even breathe. And, you know, somebody had come, when I told them the story, they told me, well, maybe you were feeling the effects of what the witches would feel back then, because you are Wiccan and you could feel what they did to them back then to present day.
I don't know why it would hit me
Well,
and Ryan,
I think
though.
that the reason why it hit Steve and Ryan was because they were with me. You know, and they got attacked as well. Now, if they walked by themselves, I wondered if the same effect would happen on them, you know?
Could be.
But
yeah.
you really don't know. You don't know, you know, because we didn't go in there by ourselves. Like, we all went in a group. So
But you question it. It's like, okay.
That's the bad thing is we really don't know anything, do we? We just, it seems like, from my experience and from our experience, I think I can speak for all of us, it seems like the more questions we ask, the more that come up. You know, the more things are...
Exactly. It's like the more you question everything. It's
nobody's
like,
ever going to have a straight enough answer for anyone to ever be satisfied with. I mean, you know, you could hit every topic you could possibly think of when it comes to the paranormal, or, you know, what UFO sightings or whatever they want to talk about. But in reality, nobody really knows until you cross that threshold into the next world after you pass away. And then once you're there, then, you know, send me a message back or send somebody a message back and let them know what's going on.
Exactly. What I'm so blown away by is that so many people have these experiences. So many people have ghost experiences and paranormal experiences and UFO and Bigfoot experiences and all these experiences, and they're sharing them over the radio waves, on TV, and everything else. And to me, it seems so common, but what's
But
the reaction? Everybody's like, oh, okay.
It's not a science yet. Nobody's on board with that. It's just kind of entertainment.
Because nobody could actually put in hard evidence to prove that it's actually going on. I mean, people do have some sort of evidence to say, yeah, this stuff is going on, but not anything so seriously hardcore and in depth that the whole world would believe it. That's why there's so many paranormal teams out there. That's why there's so many people out there chasing after the same thing that we are.
Well, and then you get down to the definition of paranormal. It's like, okay, well, it's just outside of what normally happens.
Yeah.
It's something that's unexplainable, or you know what I mean? It's like
not normal. Yeah.
Was it a ghost? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was a ghost.
Well, you know, you guys are an older group as far as paranormal groups now. The majority of paranormal groups go. You've been around for 4 years, so that's kind of a mature group. While you've been doing this for 4 years, do you think that paranormal activity is picking up?
Yes, I do, and I think it's because everybody is starting to believe in the paranormal, that it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean,
I blame it on the vampires.
Yeah. Well, that's my question. Is it the belief that is driving this? I mean,
I do believe so.
Yeah.
I think, years ago, vampires were in horror flicks.
Yeah.
And now they're in, love stories.
Yeah.
All sparkly and stuff.
I think what I think it is, it's just like, okay, Warren, you bought a new vehicle here a while back and you never saw them before, but now you walk out of the store and it's like, holy crap, which one of these
Everybody's
is mine?
got one.
Everyone's
right?
driving one.
So I think it's kind of like that. I think people who maybe have never had any experience with it or aren't really open to it and they aren't looking for it and they're not, they brush everything off as a coincidence or whatever, and now once their eyes get open to some things and they start maybe accepting it a little bit that it could be some possibility, now
well,
they see more.
My personal experience is I took a paranormal psychology class almost 20 years ago, and one of the courses they required us to write down a paranormal experience that we had. And I thought, boy, I'm going to struggle for that. Oof, it's going to be a hard assignment. There's 30 kids in the class, and everyone had more than one.
Wow.
Except for you.
Except for me. Everybody.
Well, let me ask you: were these paranormal experiences when they were a child or when they were an adult age?
These were all college students, so these were all through their life. That was the criteria. Just tell us something that you had happen to you personally, and that you could say was paranormal. And all of them had things like furniture that's stacked, or things coming off of a shelf, or they would know that their mother was calling.
That's like.
Stacking furniture goes way beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. Well, we had a girl who stood up, and she was just the cutest thing, and she talked about her aunt, who she loved so dearly, had passed away, and she was sitting in grade school in her classroom, and she turned and saw her aunt standing in the doorway. And she was like waving at her, and she waved back at her and thought she came to pick her up for some reason, and turned around and she was gone. Then when she got home, her mom said, "I'm sorry to tell you, your aunt's passed away." To me, those are all true stories. I believed every single story that they told me because it seemed it came from their heart. Mm-hmm. And I think that's everyone in America, all over the world, has one or two of these little stories tucked away.
And I really think kids are more open to it, and I don't think they place the weird label on it, because everything to a kid really that a kid perceives in his normal life is normal. And so if they're seeing these things, and they're not talking about it, or they're just saying, "Oh, that's normal," whatever, and then you get older and people, call you crazy for seeing stuff, and so they tuck all that away,
Well, I believe that when kids, like, I've heard a lot of stories about people having paranormal episodes that they've seen stuff when I was a kid, this happened, and when I was a kid, that happened. Well, the reason why it comes to you when you're a child is because you haven't been alive that long. The longer that you've been alive, the more unsensitized you get to the world. And, as an adult, you start to see the true things of life, and you stop believing in Santa Claus, and you stop believing in the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy for that matter, and you start to become an adult, and you lose that innocence about you.
You become domesticated. That's
yeah.
I'm curious for your two advice on this. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing to tell young children that Santa is real, the Easter Bunny is real, or do you think that we're planting this seed that we can call fantasy things reality, and then later on go, it's just kidding?
Maybe there is a such thing as Santa.
I think it's good for the imaginations of children. I mean,
Well,
I'm just speaking for myself
our
here.
12-year-old still
but,
believes in Santa Claus.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that?
What happens
we'll
is,
edit that out.
They get older, they stop believing in a lot of things, and like Riley said, you get desensitized to things. My first incident that I explained earlier with the apparition,
Mm-hmm.
I was 38 when that happened.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had never had anything paranormal or anything weird like that happen to me in my life.
I even asked him, like, come on, honey, you had to have an imaginary friend that you thought was imaginary, but
Nope.
really wasn't. And he
I did
absolutely
not.
refused.
I had an imaginary friend, but he refused to talk to me. It really, really sucked. But
that's not a very good friend, Rob.
No, I know. I thought he was a mute or something. But when you saw the captain, your first experience,
Yes.
now you said that this particular captain, there was a history in your family that he had tormented your grandfather.
One of my uncles, yeah.
What kind of tormenting are we talking about?
Well, just scaring the crap out of them,
Oh, okay.
like all the time.
Wow.
And it's funny because that end of the house, my uncle's room was just above that area.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is I tried to find out some of the history of why it would be like the captain of a ship, and they told me that they used to bring goods down the river, and they would park their ships. And they'd stay for 3 days, a week, or whatever, and they would build houses. This is what they would do when they got off the ship. The workers would build houses.
Wow.
And this, like I said, this house, the basement, it was like the hull of a ship. I mean, if you were down there and you didn't know where you were, you'd be like looking up, saying, "Whoa."
We went and did an investigation in a cemetery right like down the road, not even maybe about 100 feet from where that house was. And I have to say that we got some EVPs that would turn somebody's hair white. It was just
like what?
And
what did they say?
They were so like talking like I was talking to you. That's how crystal clear they were. But I couldn't hear them, And they actually told us to get out of there and leave them alone so they could rest in peace.
One of them grabbed Riley's finger.
Yeah, I told him to blow in my ear because I started to become a smart ass, right? So I was, why don't you come over here and blow in my ear? So all of a sudden the wind started to pick up, and it sure did. It blew in my ear, and then it came over and it pinched my hand, and I'm like, did you just pinch me?
I'm a knower. I don't believe anymore.
My friend and I,
Wow.
Ryan and I, we both heard what sounded like a voice at 78 speed. And we were doing EVPs. Now, we both heard the voice. We reviewed the videotape and the EVP, and there was no voice.
That's funny because I had an experience that's similar to that, and I was just thinking about that.
Oh, where you heard something live while you were recording?
I heard someone say I'm dead, and it was plain as day, but I thought it was one of the people I was with.
Oh.
It was just a statement. I'm dead.
And then when you played it back, there was nothing.
Well, there's a lot more to the story, but I thought they were saying that their batteries were dying because that happens, and nobody said that.
It happened to us all the time, but at Slater Mills, it happened every 10 minutes.
Twice it happened. We replaced in the same camera, and brand new Duracell batteries in a still camera. And I mean, we had everyone saying, "Oh my God, it just drained the batteries."
I would take the batteries back because that's
Well, I'm just like, how like a spirit would take energy to try to manifest itself, from like a camera or a camcorder or whatever you're using at the time, or whatever's there to try to manifest, to show itself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, damn it, you took our batteries twice. You better show yourself right.
How do you take them back to Best Buy anyway? What's wrong with them? The ghosts are draining the damn things. I can't keep them going.
These batteries don't work. The spirit took all the energy. Can I have
Exactly. Well, are you of the personal belief that these ghost entities are vampires of some type that drain energy from electrical outlets and people's souls or whatever?
Well, I don't know, about electrical outlets and stuff like that, but I think I do believe that, like, with flash cameras and things like of that nature, It seems like a lot of times when we're on a hunt, we've just charged the batteries, or we've got brand new Duracells, and and
They don't want to be
they
seen.
just get drained.
Yeah, that's your problem. You got to switch over to Energizer.
Yeah. They like the bunny.
Lithium, yeah.
It's the bunny.
Same thing happens, but it only happens when we're on hunts. It never happens when we're just taking photos of the house or something.
You ever set equipment up in your house and just let it run just for fun?
Oh, God.
Actually, yeah, I did that, and he was not really happy about the fact that I did that because there was some serious crap on there.
Uh-oh.
Man.
We're watching you.
There's, doors opening and closing.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
this
no.
house has only been built 5 years ago, right? It's a brand new colonial style home.
Yeah.
So, but the land that it sits on is there used to be like
Used to be a
huge
factory here,
and there was a fire, and there was a couple people I guess that had passed away, and it's here in this house, and you could feel it, you could sense it. When I first walked into this house years ago, I'm like, there's something here. I told him right away there's something in this house. And he looked at me like I had like two heads on my shoulder.
But I do that anyway. When I built the house, right? I took photos of it when it was just a hole in the ground, and there was a mist like showing up on some of the photos. I'm like, where is that coming from? And tons of orbs. I attributed it to dust, of course. But yeah, I look back at some of the photos, and it's like the mist actually, it looks like someone smoking or something. It looks like an actual mist trying to shape into something. But I mean, nobody smokes here. No one ever has.
So here's the thing: when I turn the voice recorder on, right? I put it on the floor and I went to bed. Right, we went to bed, and we left it running for 8 hours. 8 hours. Within like 15, 20 minutes after like we turned the TV off and we went to sleep, it started picking up like doors opening and closing, something walking up and down the stairs.
Yeah, footsteps.
Dresser drawer, like in the bathroom, drawers being pulled out and shut. It's.
Is your house for sale now?
No.
No.
That doesn't bother you? You're not like
Nothing,
freaked out?
No,
that's nothing evil. It's nothing evil. It's
it's
just
residual.
yeah,
You're just busy. That's all. We're just cleaning the house while you're sleeping.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's never
No, they're not
residual.
cleaning.
It's
Oh, okay. It's not a maid service.
They're dirtying, I think. They're
Uh-oh.
putting dust bunnies down. I think that's...
I recently bought a house as well, and as I told you, my wife's very superstitious, and I have seen things, and Jason has been in my house. He saw something. The other day, I had an experience in my garage where my garage doors just like went in and out really quickly, as if somebody like had pushed on them and ran away or something. But I live on a cul-de-sac in the middle of nowhere, and nobody would have done that. And I walked outside, and there's nobody there. So all kinds of little quirky, weird things that could just be weather, pressure, who knows. But I can't say any of them to my wife. I can't tell her any of this.
She'll freak out.
We were sitting in the living room one night, watching, I don't know, Ghost Hunters or something.
Laughing at them, yeah.
and that was Ghost Adventures.
Oh yeah. Well, one of them we were laughing at.
And I had this cross from, when I don't know if you guys know, but on Palm Sunday, you get the palms blessed and you bring them home. And you put one in your car, or you make a cross out of one. And I had one that was hanging on the wall, but it had fallen down. Well, it ended up on the counter. And then it got buried under a bunch of papers and stuff. And it had been there for probably a week. And we're watching this movie, and the show ends, and all of a sudden I hear a big slam in the kitchen. And I come out in the kitchen, I put the lights on, I'm looking around like, what the heck was that? And all of the papers that were on top of this thing, like the books and everything, were on the floor, stacked neatly, and the cross was sitting there.
That's true.
I hung that thing up so fast.
Yeah. And that's when you go to Atlantic City. Take the cross.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Now,
Yeah,
do you believe that maybe do you believe in angels for one thing? Are you an angel believer?
Um,
Am I stretching?
I mean, I'd say it's people define things differently. So, I mean, personally, I would say yeah.
Okay. All right.
Define an
Personally, I
angel.
would say I would have to to see it to believe it, But
Mhm.
'cause only reason why I say that is because one, I'm Wiccan, and I do believe there is a higher power, like I said. But I have seen and I've heard things that are evil. Now, have I seen anything that is holy? Only in church, and I
And their
honestly
statues, right?
and the statues. That's the only honest to God. I haven't seen anything that's a miracle worker. As far as like you would see on TV or something like that. Now miracles do happen.
What about? Yeah, I was going to say,
Miracles-
what about what happened? the other day?
Miracles do happen. Do believe that, but they happen in mysterious ways, and they happen when you not when you ask for them, but they just happen.
Mhm.
And this is why I say this. Our love puppy, our love child, Kaya, she's a Jack Russell Terrier.
Okay, you were scaring me for a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
our love
Swingers,
puppy.
huh?
Okay.
Oh, real
right.
puppy. Okay,
Oh,
I
a
got
real
it.
dog.
No.
Okay.
It's not the love dog.
No, I got you.
It's a love puppy.
Sounds even worse.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Well, you know these people from New York.
You got Rob's attention though.
Hey, I love puppies.
You live on a farm?
That's my new nickname for. Okay, no,
Like,
let's go.
She's a Jack Russell Terrier, and her name is Kaya Lulu. And Miss Kaya got seriously sick to the point where I thought she was going to die. Really, honestly.
Yeah,
got
she was deathly ill.
deathly ill. And this is like 2 days after we got back from Slater Mill. Again, we think it followed us home.
It was another thing that happened.
And we do believe that spirits do attack dogs and stuff when they do hitchhike back. They attack anything that they can, and dogs and animals are really perceptible to spirits because they can see them, they can hear them, they can look at them, and we're like looking at them. What are you looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something central in this house, it seems, because any dog, like there's been a couple of dogs that have come through here, and they sit in the hall and they look at things, or they
Right. So it's okay. So I actually prayed, and I'm not the type that does pray. I did say, oh please, just heal Kaya. She doesn't deserve this. She's been a good dog to us for many years, and wouldn't you know it, like she got better.
Wow.
She got
the same
better.
day the cloud lifted.
The same day the cloud lifted, the dog got better.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
I'm like, oh, please don't let her die before Christmas. That's the only thing that not the only thing, but one of the things I was worried about.
And she was bleeding
Intestinally.
in her
It
intestines.
was bad.
That's bad.
She was bad. She was very, very ill.
So now, are you obligated to pray now?
Well, am I obligated to pray?
I mean,
No,
you
but-
started the ball rolling.
Yeah, I mean now you can go. Please let me win the lottery, please.
Yeah.
Hold up, it's a small snowball. Okay.
I've always, one of the, because I'm like you. I don't know exactly like you, but I'm a non-believer in a life after death kind of person, and I'm not a believer in a God the way most people do. Think about it. Yet in times of trouble, I find myself praying.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's like I believe in the science of things, and I don't want to say this because I know I'm going to get in trouble when I say it anyway because I go there.
We won't tell anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's
Well,
just
okay,
between us.
I do go there, but I as a child, my mother is Russian Orthodox, and she married a Mexican Indian, Apache, out in Arizona, and they got divorced anyway. Back here,
I wish I could been that wedding.
There's a mix.
That sounds like a great wedding. I want to go to that party.
My mother never was with another man after that. So for 35 years, she devoted her life to God as a Russian Orthodox woman. So she could have become a nun if she didn't get married. And
Maybe not. I don't want to go to that party. Never mind.
But she believes that, well, here's the Bible, read the Bible, study the Bible, do everything by the Bible, and you'll be okay. Well, as I'm reading the Bible and I get older and I think about the stories that you hear, it's like scientifically, it can't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, there are stories in the Bible that scientifically it just cannot happen. And I love to like poke the bear with her because she gets rip-roaring mad.
Oh, she gets it
does.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. I told her that when we first started this back in 2008 about the ghost hunting, she goes, "Oh, you're chasing demons. What is wrong with you? Everything is a demon." I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, she likes to get going.
I'm like, poke the bear.
Oh, exactly. Because
I asked
you're
her not to
demon
put-
hunters.
No.
Yeah, because for her in her religion, it believes there's a heaven, there's a hell, there is no in between.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know? Well,
Either
guess what?
God is talking to you or demons are. There's no in
Exactly.
between.
Yep. And that's how
She believes you have a guardian angel that stands by your side to tell you what's right and wrong. I said, no, Mom, that's a little voice inside your head.
It's your conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't tell somebody who's devoted their life to that kind of thing, anything about God or the devil, because they're set in their ways.
Oh yeah.
So if you asked her if she believed in if there's angels, oh yeah, and there's Saint Michael, there's Archangel this or Archangel that, and let me tell you, when I'm out there chasing demons, and they got me by the short and curlies, I am praying.
Yeah. Please, Archangel Michael, help me. Please.
Come down and smite these people, please.
Exactly. Yeah,
But
I'm a big hypocrite. It's terrible. Same way.
any other time, no, I don't find myself praying like I should. Ooh, Rebecca, shoosh.
Hey, I heard an EVP of a dog
What was
barking.
that?
That's Kaya. She's letting me know that I better start praying because that's how it is.
It's the love puppy.
It's a love puppy.
Yeah.
Make another video.
Yeah, with the love puppy.
Yes,
Yeah.
the love puppy.
On my Facebook page, I have actually like a little folder of pictures.
Oh.
I have the Adventures of Kaya, the love puppy.
Stop! I'm gonna cry. Stop.
Yeah, you'll see her. You'll see her at the gym working out because we have this like 1,300-foot square gym downstairs with
Right
everything
on.
you think of in there because hubby is the gym fanatic.
Oh my
So
gosh.
instead of going to one, he did one better.
Just
He built one.
That's
Build
even
one.
better.
House around it. No.
He did. He actually built the house around it.
Awesome.
Oh
So
my gosh. Mr.
Yeah.
Motivated. Wow.
Yeah.
I-
absolutely.
he's my personal trainer, so trying to tell him, "Oh, honey, I don't feel like working out.
Yeah, whatever.
I better be limping or dead."
Well,
ain't
you
gonna-
can't go wrong working out. So
Oh,
That's
we do-
right.
We do a lot of photo shoots too, in between chasing after demons and ghosts and God knows what that goes bump in the night. So, we gotta look the part, and it can be
I'm
tedious.
telling you, you guys are the sexiest demon hunters or ghost hunters I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I encourage everyone to take a look at the website. It's
Dark City.
Dark Media City called us the paranormal rock stars.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
There you
exactly
go.
what I was thinking.
I know, Rob Coyne. Didn't you write that down?
I did. I
somewhere?
wrote it in my
think
notes.
you did,
These guys
yeah.
are like the rock stars of ghost hunting. This is cool.
It's funny.
Well, it's-
And he loves to do this, So okay, well you love to work out, bam, I'm there with you as husband and wife should be.
Yeah.
I love chasing after things that go bump in the night. He's there for me.
Yeah,
most
she
of the
drags
time.
me along. No.
There it is.
Well, that's
Just
good.
kidding. I like doing it. I like
Well, that's
doing the
because
technical side of
You
it.
have to come home with me, so it's
There we
not like
go.
I could leave you anywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, the family that hunts together.
Yeah.
There's a really dirty rhyme there somewhere, but I'm
I
not
don't
going
know.
to say it.
Anyway.
Oh man. Hey, so what do you guys? What does Black Cross Paranormal have coming up?
Yeah, what's on the horizon?
Oh, well, let's see. Well, we're thinking about going to Waverly Hills and Kentucky. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Waverly Hills Sanitarium.
I think I have, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, the ones who haven't heard, it was a sanitarium for tuberculosis people, and a lot of people, like 6,000 plus some people died there, or more. I'm not really sure on that one. So we got invited to go down there in February, and Gettysburg is in August. Let's see what
We
else.
want to do Scarefest this year.
Scarefest in September. So we're going to be all over the United States, just everywhere you could possibly think of.
Awesome.
And yeah, for right now, it's like until the end of this month, it's like radio show after meeting after radio show. After meeting.
We do meet up with other people doing this as well a lot.
Cool.
Some of the local groups and that.
Well, if you
Yeah.
ever driving through Utah, look us up, okay?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, what part of Utah?
Northern Utah.
We're up in
yeah.
northern Utah.
We're up in Ogden.
Yeah, I used to live in Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a shithole. I mean, a nice.
What? Beautiful.
It's kind of like Ogden. It's a lot like Ogden, really. It's kind of no.
Yeah, I would fly into Salt Lake City, and I had to take a charter plane from Salt Lake into Rock Springs, and then you got to take a 2-hour bus ride. So I mean, it's like way out there, by the Grand Tetons, and it's
beautiful.
Oh yeah, I was telling them the buffalo story, how the Navajo have like some reservations out there that you can't go hunting on, and like certain times of the year. And I think the buffalo know that because they go over there on that side of the fence, and it's not like you can shoot them and drag them across the street.
That's the Utah deer too. They did the same thing.
They know. Yeah.
They're all in the middle of a highway during deer season, just waiting.
Your backyard or whatever.
Yeah, all waiting on the freeway to get hit.
All right. Well, it's been great talking with you guys.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us.
We really
tonight.
appreciate you coming. Anybody who wants
Thank you very much.
We got to do this again. This was fun.
Definitely.
Anybody who wants to check out your stuff can go online to what's your website? BlackCrossParanormal.com. Okay.
Check us out on Facebook at Black Cross Paranormal and follow us on Twitter because we are lively on Twitter too.
We'll link up with you on our site too. So.
You guys are community friendly.
You are. You're very social networking.
I've just learned how to use a push button telephone.
Yeah.
He's upgraded from the rotary.
I'm upgraded from the rotary. I was pretty proud of myself.
We also want to say to the people that are listening, come talk to us. We're not stuck up. We don't act that way. We love to talk. We don't
to
care, who you are. As long as you're respectful, we're good to go. We will talk to you. We'll hang out with you. We'll party with you. Just be respectful.
Come to the Christmas party.
Come on to the Christmas party, the Black Cross family Christmas party.
We really appreciate you sharing with us. That's great.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure for sure.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this. We really appreciate it.
Okay, you guys keep in touch, okay?
All right,
you too. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll be right back with more here on Truth Theorem Radio.
Truth Theorem Radio.
Coming this fall to Fox Network, The Paranormalist with Billy Scott. In depth, up close, live investigations at locations never before televised. A new paranormal show that dares pose the question, what's that? Stansbury Station.
What's that?
James County Cemetery.
What's that?
And the Stark Family Mansion.
What's that?
Brought to you with a limited interruption by Beano. Take it once. And the Beano gas.
What's that?
Hey guys, Jamie Havocan here for Inception Radio Network, letting you know we are looking for advertisers. If you have a product you would like to advertise on Inception Radio Network, on air or on the website or both, let us know. Send us an email, inceptionradionetwork@gmail.com. That's inceptionradionetwork@gmail.com. We offer banner ads, audio ads, and so much more. Contact us. Jamie at inceptionradionetwork@gmail.com.
Hi, this is Riley Black and Stephen Black from Black Cross Paranormal.
And you're listening to us on Truth Theorem Radio.
And what the hell is that smell? I could have been at a barbecue.
This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. It's really sad.
And we are back.
That was a great interview.
It was fun.
Those guys are cool.
Those guys are pretty fun.
I'm giving them my personal number, because I want to be in one of their videos.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take my shirt off.
Okay.
You may be ready. I don't know if the rest of the world is.
I'm sure they are.
You have a body for radio.
You know, I want to see if the ghosts are going to say anything vulgar to me.
They might.
They might.
Put your
They-
damn clothes on, pal.
Any communication's better than nothing. I'm happy to be a part.
I'm sure it won't be. I want to rape you. I'm
No.
sure. Yeah.
You know, I love the fact that she is all into the earth kind of religion and whatnot.
The Wiccan thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Wiccan thing, and he's into Catholicism. But
How the hell do they make
blend
that
it.
work? That's
I know,
great.
they blend it really well,
They
though.
seem like they have a good energy together.
Uh-huh.
too.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's the best way to approach it. I mean, you take the traditional Christian view that most people have, and then you take like an earth religion like she's involved in, and you take the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And use that to do
I
your
think you need to do
investigation.
that with everything in your life. Take a little bit of truth where it comes from, whether it be a movie or a religion or a belief system or advice from your mother or whatever it is, and take all that stuff that jives with you and use it.
Well, we were talking about this earlier. Question everything, because really, what the truth? I don't know if we can wrap our head around the truth. So what we really have to do is find our own truth, the one that jives with you, and keep searching, keep questioning, and
it's got to be ever evolving, though. I think
absolutely,
right?
yeah. You'll never stop.
Right.
An evolving truth.
An evolving understanding. The truth doesn't evolve.
Look
The
back,
truth is the truth.
But your truth has evolved over your lifetime.
Well, your understanding of the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. But that's all we have, right?
So far.
That's all we have is 6 billion different understandings of the truth.
Yes.
Or whatever, however many people there are, right?
But all that's important is mine.
That's all you know is
That's
yours.
That's all that matters anyway.
We can all collaborate and theorize how each other, perceives their own truth, but in reality, can't walk a mile in somebody else's shoes type thing. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Unless you're smoking a Camel. And that's
What?
what? Is that in a commercial? I'm sorry.
What?
Well, there's a couple. That is another story.
Truth Theorem Radio
Truth?
does not support smoking camels.
That's right. Or walking a mile on someone else's feet.
That's right. Okay.
No, use your own.
Use your own, please. For health reasons only.
Oh my gosh, who we have coming up next week?
We have a surprise guest coming up next week.
Are we
And
not
I'm
gonna
not going
say?
to tell you. I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Really?
No, hell with that. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
It's J.C. Johnson.
Wow.
This is going to be cool.
And for those of you who don't know who J.C. Johnson is,
Come out of the cave.
Google him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time Bigfoot guy, but does all kinds of other stuff.
Man, he's everywhere. He's all over the place.
I don't like him already.
Why not?
I heard his voice.
You did?
Yeah.
And he sounds better than you.
He sounds
oh
better
my
than
God!
everybody. I hate him. Can't we get some
Race
like geeky
Hobbs
guys?
and let's see, Bear and
Bear.
all these people with really good
I
voices
know.
are never allowed on our show
I
again
know.
because they
make us-
sound way better than Rob.
Exactly. Exactly.
I see where you're coming from, Rob.
It's horrible. They all look at these great voices and look at us. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
You work with what you got.
So,
Except
yeah.
keep your shirt on.
We got him coming up next week. I'm real excited to speak with him about his Bigfoot stuff, and we're all going to a conference, I think.
We're gonna go hit William Barnes' conference.
Yeah, that was neat to talk to him too. Huh?
He is one of the first guys, though, that it's ever I've ever heard say that he's actually seen Bigfoot himself.
You're talking about J.C. Johnson?
I am. Are we not talking about him anymore?
Well, we were kind of. It's okay.
We were drifting somewhere else.
We'll slow down and let you catch up. All right, now we're back on J.C.
Thank
Johnson.
you.
Okay.
Where are we at now?
I feel much better.
Why?
Thanks for slowing down the bus.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll let you catch up. No problem.
Yeah. Well, I was still thinking about him because we had talked to him on the phone, and he said some stuff that it was like I'm still pondering. So,
very deep guy.
Yeah, he's got a wealth of knowledge, biblical knowledge.
I think he's my new best friend. I think you guys are out on the street, man. I've got a new one.
He's a living Wikipedia.
It only works if it's reciprocal. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not that Facebook friend stuff, man. You gotta get something back.
Yeah. You better hang on to us for a second.
See how you already crushed my dreams.
Keep the real friends. Watch out for the Facebook because they can just can they deface you? Can you be defaced?
I think so. Yeah, you can unfriend. Yeah, there's unfriending.
That must hurt. I'm not
I had
on
to
Facebook,
do that.
so I don't
had
know.
some psycho chick, and I had to bye. Yeah,
not bad.
Wow, she got defaced.
Defaced. Better than deflowered.
Sorry about that.
Ungood.
All right.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. And I am excited to speak with JC Johnson next time here on Truth Theorem Radio. Don't miss it.
That's right.
Another exciting episode.
And we'll see you next time
on Truth Theorem Radio.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.